when you see it, there is no foot dragging that has been happening or has been claimed by the parties. We have been expecting the communication from the House of Representatives and the House prosecutors as to the compliance that they have been talking about in the press conference and media releases that they have been doing for the past 3 days. But as of now, 7 days have passed and there is no such formal notice or compliance that has been filed with the impeachment court. And as you can remember, there has also been a notice of appearance that was filed by the House prosecutors last February. However, this has been filed with the Senate as a legislative body. There has been no convening yet by the impeachment court at that time. So I think there has to be a need for them to refile that notice of appearance for the impeachment court to be notified. So all of these things we have been waiting for them to do, but instead of doing what they said they would be doing, they have instead spent their energy criticizing the impeachment court. And this is the first time that I have seen litigants question the court. And for lawyers like us, and I know the new spokesperson, Attorney Bukoy, is a very experienced litigator as well. So I suggest that they just spend their energy to doing what needs to be done, what needs to be filed, as they say that they will file, and instead of attacking the credibility of the impeachment court. Again, this is the order of the impeachment court, and any lawyer worth his salt, and any litigant for that matter, should comply first before you complain.
Sir, sabi niyo 7 days has passed, wala silang nasasubmit sa inyo, and particularly there is a need to refile notice of appearance. So are you saying sila yung nagdadrag, sila yung nagpapatagal dahil hindi sila nagsasubmit pa ng kahit ano?
As I said, actions speak louder than words, at sa aming mga abogado, mas matimbang po ang ebidensya kaysa sa mga salita. So tingnan na lamang po natin ang ebidensya. Ano po ba ang kanilang mga na-file na? Kahit po yung pagpapareceive nung ordinary notice of appearance lamang po ng depensa ay hindi pa po nila na-receive. Kung prepared na po sila mula pa ng Pebrero, katulad ng sinasabi ni Presiding Officer na what we have to do during this interim time that we are waiting for the convening of the court is to prepare. The Senate has already prepared for these matters. That's why merong nag-receive nung entry of appearance ad coetam nung defense lawyers. Pero sa kanila po, kahapon na itanong sa kanila kung bakit hindi ni-receive, imbis na sagutin po nila, hindi po nila sinagot. Dinivert po nila yung attention at sinabi na wala namang epekto o wala namang ganong mabigat na prejudice na mangyayari kung hindi nila i-receive. Kung ready po, dapat na i-receive. Dapat may opisina na itinalaga para mag-receive po. So it seems na hindi po yung impeachment court yung unprepared.
Isa na lang for me, Attorney Bukoy pa rin, sabi niya kung makikita raw ng dating komposisyon ng Senado, yung ginagawa ng Senado ngayon, ikakahiya daw. Iba yung komposisyon noon, umaani ng respeto, walang patutsada. Ngayon yung actuation nila, maraming patutsada.
Ibabalik ko po, kapag kami po ay magkalaban ba o nasa ordinaryong korte, gagawin po ba yan at tatanungin pa rin po ba yan ni Attorney Bukoy sa media? Ganyan po ba ang pag-criticize ng isang abogado sa isang korte? So kung ako po, ikang sagot doon hindi, then dapat hindi po ginagawa yung ganon. Kasi ano po ba ang motibo para i-criticize po ang impeachment court? You might not agree with the actions of the court, but it is still the court that has been vested by the Constitution with the power to solely try and decide impeachment cases. And doon pa lang naman po, dapat meron tayong pagrespeto at hindi po natin matanggal ang kredibilidad ng korte. So ano po motibo nila by criticizing the court? Dapat po yung energy po nila na pag-criticize sa korte ay ginugugol nga po nila doon sa kanilang kalaban dahil hindi po nila kalaban ng korte. Ang kalaban po nila ay yung kabilang party, yung defense po. So sabi niya po formidable yung at mga respetableng mga abogado po yung nasa defense team. So paghandaan na lamang po nila. At yun yung awayin po nila at wag po yung impeachment court.
Sir, isa pang sinabi po ni former SP Enrile, yung pag-return is improper and unparliamentary. Reaction lang din po.
Very ano po yan, no? Very welcome yung ganyan nga na mga opinion kasi it adds to the conversation. Lalong-lalo na po, alam naman natin na si Senator Enrile ay very wise at very knowledgeable about the law. However, he was not the one confronted with the motion. He was not one of the senator judges. He is not the senator sitting as one of the senator judges in the impeachment court. And I think the collective wisdom of the impeachment court should be respected on the actions that it did. Now, if ever meron pa pong hindi makatanggap nung majority vote na 18-5 at nung action ng impeachment court, sabi po namin nga, the final arbiter of all of these issues is the Supreme Court. So they just have to go to the Supreme Court kung gusto talaga nilang malinawan. But kung hindi po sila pupunta sa Supreme Court, wag po nilang itry ito sa Court of Public Opinion at ano po, no, maniwala kayo doon sa collective wisdom ng ating impeachment court.
Thank you po.
Hello po, Attorney. Good afternoon.
Good
Sir,
afternoon
may violation po ba dun sa refusal na tanggapin yung notice of appearance?
Wala naman po, but it says a lot. Kasi po, kunwari, isang law office, walang tumatanggap doon, sarado po yung law office, then it says a lot about that law office. Or a party, kapag nagpadala po tayong demand letter, tapos walang tumatanggap ng demand letter, tama po? So, ibig sabihin, tinataguan nyo yung magbibigay ng demand letter, yung pinagkakautangan nyo. So, it says a lot about the actions, no? Baka hindi po prepared, or baka naman po ayaw tanggapin as a matter of strategy. Pero hindi ko po talaga alam kung ano dun sa mga posibilidad na yon yung kanilang motivation, why they did not receive. Again, this is just a very minor pleading. It is just pleading informing the court na ito po yung mga abogado na magre-representa sa akin. Wala pong any motion po doon, walang ganong issue or conflict na kailangan isipin pa ang magkabilang panig kapag nag-file po sila ng notice of appearance. So nakakapagtaka lamang po, no, na bakit pati yun hindi pa nagawang ma-receive.
Ano ko lang yung question ni Ms. Mav. Sino po ang pwede i-contempt? Yung 11-man prosecution panel, yung House leadership, sino po? Sino ang i-contempt ng impeachment court? Kaya po ayaw natin dumating sa ganon. Kasi yung iniisip niyo po yan, yung question yung yan, yaan din po ang isa sa mga question na pag dedebatihan na naman ng mahaba ng impeachment court ng mga senator judges at boboto na naman po sila regarding dyan sa question na yan. Kaya kung gusto po nating umusad ng mabilis itong proseso ng impeachment, wag na pong magkaroon ng mga ganyang mga issues na ma-raise pa po sa impeachment court at magde-debate at magbobotohan pa po dyan. So yun po yung sinasabi namin. Mag-comply na lamang po tayo para wala ng any other legal issues na isa-settle preliminarily ang impeachment court at magpatuloy na yung pinagdarasal nila na presentation ng evidence.
Sorry, attorney, isa pa. So, possibility at option yung contempt, but you wish it will not come to that.
Possibility po yun, no, yung contempt, dahil nandiyan po yan sa rules ng Senado as an impeachment court, pero if ever it will be used, I don't think the impeachment court will use it at the first instance. Usually po, yung mga hukom po, very tolerant naman po yan of the litigants.
Are you saying pag hindi sila nakasubmit hanggang June 30, walang contempt na mangyayari, sir?
I cannot say definitely kasi hindi po ako yung impeachment court. But yun nga, pag hindi po nagsa-scenario setting lamang po tayo dito, kapag hindi po mangyari yung pag-comply po nila, then nakahang pa rin po yung issue kung pwede po ba mag-crossover yung 19th yung articles of impeachment na pinasa ng 19th Congress to the 20th Congress at yun na naman ang pagdedebatehan. So mapapatagal na naman po plus the possibility po na may mag-question na naman po kung ba't hindi sumunod at magkaroon ng motion for contempt. So ayaw na po natin magkaroon ng mga ganon. Kaya ang pinakamadaling proseso po na gagampanan ng ating House of Representatives at yung House Prosecutors ay sumunod na lamang po sa compliance para magpatuloy na po yung proseso.
Sir,
Ay, ma'am.
attorney. So, diba din sa summons kay VP, she was given non-extendable 10 days to answer. Sa proseso ho ba, paano pag hindi mag-comply doon sa summons, hindi tumugon sa summons, what happens? And do you take it to me na magko-comply siya, tutugon sa summons because nag-enter ng appearance yung kanyang lawyers?
Isa po yun sa mga magandang nangyari by filing a formal entry of appearance. Kaya lang po ad coetelam. Ang ad coetelam po ibig sabihin sa mga abogado, hindi pa namin nire-recognize talaga yung jurisdiction. So, pina-file lamang namin to para lang to comply at saka for para hindi namin ma-waive yung aming mga dapat gawin. So yun po yung action na ine-expect natin from the defense by filing an ad coetelam appearance na magfa-file po sila ng either answer with affirmative defense questioning the jurisdiction or a motion to dismiss the case for lack of jurisdiction.
So pag naglagay po ang isang abogado ng ad coetam sa kanilang pleading, almost always yun na po yung aming gagawin. Ka-questionin ang jurisdiction. Which I think also is in line with the petition na i-file po ng Vice Presidente sa Korte Suprema questioning the continuing process of impeachment against her. Isa yun sa mga issues niya. So ayaw niya pong mamut at mabaliwala yun. Kasi pag nag-subject na po sila sa jurisdiction ng impeachment court, wala na pong i-decidean ang Korte Suprema. So para po makasiguro sila na hindi nila mabaliwala yung kanilang hinihaing petisyon at hindi rin nila ma-waive yung mga gusto nilang gawin dito sa impeachment court, ay magpa-file po sila ng ad coetam appearance at possibly motion to dismiss or answer with affirmative defenses.
So, kasi panay realm of possibilities naman kanina. So, what happens kung...
Medyo mataas po yung posibilidad na ganun. Based on experience po. Para po yung parang equation po yan sa ang ating litigation process. Parang equation po. Pag sinabi mong 1 plus 1, alam mo na kagad na 2 yun.
Okay.
So,
Pero
ganun din po dito. Pag nag-file ka ng ad coetam, alam mo na kagad na yun yung possible na tactic ng depensa.
Okay. Pero, what happens kung hindi sumagot sa summons? Can they choose to keep silent po?
Nakalagay po sa Senate impeachment rules na magpapatuloy pa rin po ang impeachment process kahit na hindi po sumagot, hindi mag-file ng answer. At magpe-presenta pa rin yung prosecution panel ng ebidensya pero na-waive na po nung respondent yung kanyang karapatan para maghain naman po ng defense niya doon sa impeachment court.
So, ibig sabihin, attorney, kung walang maging sagot ang VP, wala rin sasagutin ang prosecution panel, di ba? Kasi supposedly, given 5 days sila to answer.
Tama po.
So, lahat maghihintay na lang.
Tama po. Pero as a litigant po, as a litigator, ako as a lawyer, no, mag-ahahain ba ako ng motion to dismiss? Kung ayaw kong sumagot doon sa specific na mga complaint sa akin, paghahain ako ng motion to dismiss. Para po in line yun with the petition for certiorari na at prohibition na final sa Korte Suprema. Kaya sabi ko nga po sa inyo, parang equation lang po yan. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Doon na po tayo papunta.
At matatapos.
Kaya mas exciting yung i-cover nyo next week. Kaya hindi na kami yung kalaban ng House next week. Pag nag-file na yung yung defense.
Thank you, attorney.
By the 23rd, Monday.
Kapag po nag-file ng motion to dismiss the case for lack of jurisdiction, ano na po magiging proseso next?
Sa trial na po ba yun sa trial po ba yun gagawin? Paano po?
Tama po, dahil may nakahaing motion po sa impeachment court. So sa susunod na proseso po, ang mangyayari dyan is ireresolba ang motion to dismiss. So magkakaroon na naman tayo ng diskusyon kung pwede po ba o hindi pwedeng i-dismiss ang isang articles of impeachment. So we will just cross the bridge when we get there and let the impeachment court decide on that matter.
But yun pong, una po, yung pag-file po ng motion to dismiss, kailan po nila pwedeng gawin?
Within the 10-day non-extendable time to file the answer.
Pero yung pag-resolve po noon, kapag po nag-resume na yung, or nag-open na yung trial?
Yes.
So,
By
possibly
the 28th. Kasi isipin nyo yung timeline. The House prosecutors will end their term on June 30. So by that time, walang House prosecutors. Okay? So, kailangan mag-file o mag-appoint again ang House ng mga bagong House prosecutors kung sino yung tinatalaga ng 20th Congress. Kasi for all intents and purposes, patay na yung 19th Congress pag lumipas ng June 30. So, yung yung 20th Congress na. Pero paano nila magagawa yon? Yung pag-appoint ng bagong House prosecutors ng 20th Congress. It's through the official act, again, of the Congress, which is through a resolution by a majority vote of the members. So, ang sinasabi po ng impeachment court, since gagawin nyo na rin naman yan, isabay nyo na yung certification o yung communication ninyo na ratifying the articles of impeachment initiated by the 19th Congress para mag-crossover sa 20th Congress.
Attorney, may nagpapatanong lang. Nabanggit kasi ni Senator Coco Pimentel na hindi siya pabor dun sa mga suggestion na questionin na lang sa Korte Suprema ng mga hindi nagsasabing mali yung ginawa ng impeachment court na pinabalik sa Kamara yung articles of impeachment kasi pwede daw yung trap at maaari daw yung makadelay pa sa impeachment process at maaaring ma-divert yung attention doon sa kaso sa Korte Suprema sa halip na ma-focus yung attention doon sa main issue yung ang impeachment case against BP Sara. Would you like to comment on that, sir?
Malaya naman pong gawin ng kahit sino ang gusto nilang gawin, whether mag-file po o hindi. Ang sinasabi lamang po ng presiding officer tsaka po natin na hindi po dapat sa Court of Public Opinion ini-air out yung mga ganyang mga hinaing. Kung talaga pong gustong magkakuha ng sagot, kung ano ba yung tama o mali na ginawa ng isang branch of government ay kailangan po umakyat sa Korte Suprema. Now, kung ano po yung end goal ng pag-akyat nyo sa Korte Suprema, yun na lamang po yung kailangan nilang magtuos sa kanilang konsensya. Ano bang epekto nun? So, maaaring tama po at maaaring mali rin po yung view na yon ni Senator Judge Coco Pimentel. But it is up to them po. But sabi ko nga po, any lawyer worth his salt will avail of those remedies if they really feel aggrieved by the actions of the court.
Pero tama nga, pwedeng makadelay at mapapaboran daw dito si VP Sara.
Para akong yung nag-aano sa multiverse of madness si Doctor Strange. Yung iniisip ko yung mga permutation na pwedeng mangyari sa utak ko di ba? Pwede at hindi. Oo, ako pwede at hindi. Pwede at hindi. No, hindi ko rin alam yung magiging epekto kasi katulad ninyo po, katulad nating lahat. This is the first time that this has happened. So, nag-aaral din tayo. Sabay-sabay nating first time ma-experience yung gantong pagko-crossover at yung gantong mga issues po na hindi po kinonfront ng previous impeachment courts. So, hindi rin po natin alam kung ano talaga yung mangyayari. Pero, of course, we respect the wisdom din po ni Senator Judge Coco Pimentel at maaari nga po na isa yun sa mga naka-anong timeline sa multiverse po.
Attorney, ito ay possible ba mangyari by next week dahil nga dun sa katilam hindi nire-recognize ng kampo ng Vice President ng impeachment court. Possible by next week mas malakas ang mag-file sila ng motion to dismiss kaysa sagutin yung pinasa ninyong subpoena o summon?
Ito po ako I'm just speaking po as a litigator. As a defense, mas madalas po akong defense lawyer kaysa sa prosecution. Talaga pong tactic ng defense na magpa-file ng motion to dismiss. Usually po isa yan sa mga arsenal para wag kagad magpatuloy ang proceeding sa korte. Kasi po kukwestiyonin yung jurisdiction. Pag sa criminal case po, isa po sa mga grounds po ng motion to dismiss, kunwari, mali po yung jurisdiction, wala doon yung isang elemento ng krimen na nangyari sa korte na yon. So, pwede mong pa-dismiss. Mali yung venue. O kaya naman po, hindi maayos yung pagkagawa ng preliminary investigation. So, magpapa-motion to dismiss ka para magkaroon ng re-investigation doon sa prosecutor. So, yun po yung mga ginagawa ng defense usually.
Di wala tayong maasahan na possible sumagot ang kampo ng Vice doon sa inyong summon.
Yun po yung isa sa mga sagot, no? Kapag nag-file po ng motion to dismiss, kasi po supportorily applied na po, no, yung 2019 amended rules of court, isa po sa ground na pinapayagan ng motion to dismiss is kapag may lack of jurisdiction po, ayon sa Rule 9, Section 1. Kapag hindi po yun yung grounds, hindi po pwede mag-file ng motion to dismiss. So, I think, of course, hindi naman natin binabaliwala yung galing din naman nung law office na inano ng Vice Presidente. So alam nila yung gagawin nila and yun nga, any lawyer worth his salt would have done everything in its power to not answer yet the complaint and to question the jurisdiction first, which is in line with what their strategy is, their legal strategy by filing the petition for certiorari with the Supreme Court. So based on that actions that they did, most probably, baka yung po yung we have to contend with such motion to dismiss.
So wala naman kayong nakikitang link dun sa hindi pag-formalize ng sagot ng House dun sa order ng prosecution, sa order ng impeachment court at dun sa reply ng OVP, ng Vice President. Madiderail, pwede bang hindi sumagot? Kasi with caution yung nila yung entry ng kanilang defense team. Kung walang sagot, walang certification from the House. So, parang walang recognition dun sa na legit yung yung complaint. Makakaderail. May nakikita kayong connection. Possible na sadyang hindi sumasagot ang House, dinederail para within yung 10 days. Walang ganun kayo nakikita.
Naku, wag po ako tanongin nyo sa Attorney Bukoy kung bakit hindi nila pina-file yun. Ako, for me, siguro po, it's their strategy. It's their strategy na, kasi po, isipin ninyo to, this is not merely a judicial process. Kaya po, pwedeng magkomento ang kahit sino man, no? Dahil nga, nakaka-apekto to sa bawat Pilipino, itong proseso na to. So, this is also a political process by that very aspect po. So, ibig pong sabihin nun, yung kanilang strategy is not only legal, it is also political. So, lagi nating titingnan yung galawan po ng lahat po ng parties dito, the impeachment court and the litigants as well. Na yung nangyayari po sa courts usually, hindi po yun natin maaasahan na mangyari lahat dito sa proseso ng impeachment kasi nga may political aspect, may political factor. So yung pagde-delay po nila, pagtanungin nyo sila, baka strategy po nila yon. Baka hindi po legal strategy, baka po political strategy. On that matter, I don't know. I cannot hazard a guess kasi po sa utak na po nila yon. Wala po akong personal knowledge kung ano po yung nasa isip nila.
Pero hindi sir pwedeng sabihin na basis ng defense team yon para mag-reply sila doon sa 10 days. Hindi pwedeng gawing basis yung action ng House, yung ina-action ng House.
Ang hirap maging Doctor Strange. Niisip ko rin no? Magandang tanong yan, no? Pero I'm sure baka that's one of those things na kinukonsidera ng defense.